Hey everyone, what's going on? So today I want to talk about how to deal with problems, which we all have, and kind of focus more on solutions. And I think the challenge, especially if you're in real estate or you own a business, is there's really no manual to give you all sorts of scenarios. Meaning, if you're dealing with contractors and you're flipping properties and they don't show up or something happens to them, how do you deal with that? You have a tenant, they're getting downsized from their job, they've got to leave. You don't know how to deal with that. So, there's not a thing that can always give you the answer for everything that you do. And, you always want to try to focus on the solution, because when you think about it, focusing on the problem is really looking in the rearview mirror, because the problem is something that happened. The solution is something that can get you out of what happened and get you towards the future. It's kind of like trying to drive your car through your rear view mirror. You've got this huge windshield in front of you, but yet you're focusing on the rear view mirror. Same thing if you focus on problems. And you want to be careful also who you hang around with. And if you're with people who are always telling you problems and not giving you solutions, maybe they're not the right people to be on your team. Maybe they're not the right people you need to be around. And you really need to think about being solution oriented, because problems are going to happen, right? They're going to happen in business. They're going to happen in your personal life with your kids. It doesn't matter. It's how you deal with it. And the best thing I would suggest is be able to kind of step out emotionally, which it's easier said than done, right? Just kind of stop, get out of it, give it back a couple feet, and then try to look at it. And the more you can remove yourself from the situation, the more logical you may be, and they say the best view is the 10,000 foot view, because you're looking at everything from above and you're not in the weeds. So if you can do that, sometimes it's just a mind state, but it's very important to be able to look at a situation objectively, as opposed to looking at a situation that now you're kind of in the weeds and you can't fix. And, that's the difference of being solution minded or problem minded, and trying to always deal with the problem as opposed to focusing on the solution. Being an airline pilot, I know that they focus on dealing with solutions and simulator training and stuff that we do. They'll give us multiple scenarios of failing an engine, hydraulic problem, depressurization, passenger dying in the back, all these in a simulator. And they want to see how you can handle and stack up these challenges, and how do you come up with solutions in the right order. So in flying, they call it aviate, navigate, and communicate, meaning fly the plane, get it to the right destination, and then you can talk to people and tell them what you're doing. So, if we're dealing with the person in the back, but the plane's in a death spiral to the ocean, it's not going to help anyone. So, when you have an engine failure and you have all these things, first you got to do is fix the engine, or if it's on fire, get it off and all that stuff. And it's just a way to look and prioritize what's important and go towards the solution. Because look, you're always going to have problems in life. You're going to have problems in your business. Things are going to come up that you didn't read about, you didn't learn about, someone didn't tell you. And that's just how it is. How you handle it and how you address it really is the most important thing. So always try to think about being solution minded and really ask yourself some questions like, okay, how can I fix this? Instead of saying, oh, this is bad, tenant trashed property, tenant left. Okay, how can I fix this? Maybe how can I write this out to see what the challenges were? Were there any red flags that caused this to happen that maybe I didn't notice or chose not to notice? Then you can actually make that a learning experience, and you can make it a policy and procedure. So a lot of times in the airline business, I use that as an example. Whenever there's a crash or catastrophe, a lot of times that's being used as an example to not do that, obviously. But it's kind of solution oriented, right? So what are some things that we could do not to do what these people did, not even knowing they did it, but it caused a catastrophic loss. And that's how they all of a sudden will now have a new policy procedure saying, okay, we no longer do this anymore because we found it's ineffective, and now we're going to be doing this. That's kind of solution oriented, and that's maybe things that you could think about, even though it's your business and it's your rental property and you're dealing with the contractors and you feel you're being taken advantage of. Remember, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's like driving in your rear view. Look through the windshield, look for the solutions, and start to emotionally detach yourself from it. Try to remove yourself from the situation, give the bird's eye view, and start looking at it objectively to look towards solutions. And that is the way I would suggest you deal with situations. See you guys later.